Goodness gracious, got a little flam going on there, y'all. But let's start winding down and get into the stream, you guys. Holy smokes, we got a lot to talk about today. Fantastic forecast rumor, huge. Max, John Wick 5. But first, guys, I want to give you a brief announcement. Head on over to the new channel, Geekly Goods Live, which is where the Roundup is going to live. And all Geekly Goods live streams are going to be streamed off of that channel. So starting after tonight, next week, we will all be on the Geekly Goods Live channel. So go ahead and sub over there, guys. I've got the link down in the comments. It's pinned onto the comment tab. So if you're in the live chat comments, you'll see it pinned on there. Geekly Goods Live is what the channel is called. It's very similar to here, but you'll see the logo inside of a yellow circle with a live sign on it. That will be the new home for all live stream content. This won't be my only reminder for you, but Geekly Goods Live is what the channel is called. Go on over there, guys. We got tonight's live stream, and then we got another live stream tomorrow with Chili Boy Productions. We'll be doing a tier listing of Renaissance characters from the Disney Renaissance era. But guys, there is so much to talk about, y'all. Holy smokes. Like I said, that Fantastic Four, John Wick 5. We got so much. I mean, Tamora Morrison is now going to be in Ahsoka. Guys, we got a lot to talk about, but let me get my co-host with the most here. I almost called him my low host. My co-host with the most here, Loretto, in. What's going on, man? How are you?
Yo, good evening. The new channel, new vibes, new look got me like, hey, let's go. Let's go.
Long jamming, y'all.
I am hyped. Happy to be here. It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. I was with family earlier, had a taco bar. I'm nice and full, and now I'm ready to talk all the juicy news. Not as exciting as the past month or so, but there's some good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, there's some good stuff today, man. But we've had a good day today. It's been a good day today, man. Is it good weather over there for you too, man? Hey, you got that crew? Is it good weather over there too?
It was overcast, but it's like warm. So okay, I got my Boba Fett shirt on, so
yeah, most definitely, bro. We got the people in the house. We got G Kobe. Lois Dom. Last week you're Superman, this week you're Dom.
I gotta hit the gym a little bit more, but appreciate you, Kobe.
We got Fatal J in the house. What's going on, man? The Laser, our good friend Laser. Welcome back.
What's up,
bro.
Laser?
Welcome back, man. Who actually pointed out something we'll be getting into. He pointed this out earlier about Elemental. Let me see. I know I had the comment. Okay, there we go. Elemental has a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Pretty bad for Pixar, and it's the worst rated Pixar movie since Cars 2. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later, Laser, but I want to point out it's got 57% with 7 reviews only. So it is a very low number coming in. We may very well see that go from 57 all the way up to 87 just because of how the numbers work and, of course, how the aggregation works over on Rotten Tomatoes. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But, man, Lo, I'm excited to talk some shop, aren't you? You excited?
Oh, yes. Let's do this.
We got Zach Milne in the house. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. All right, guys, we're rolling into our first segment here. Be sure to rate 1 to 10 in the comments your anticipation for these trailers, guys. Yeah, we got some new videos up on the channel. We'll transition here for our 1 to 10 guys in each of the segments we got. But guys, we're starting out with The Color Purple. Let us know down in the comments 1 to 10 your hype level coming up for this film. I'm gonna say this low. The original is very heart-wrenching. I mean, it's a very deep, emotional, sad story. And I love bringing in Fantasia, Taraji P. Henson. I mean, we just saw Halle Bailey as Ariel. Her is in the movie. Coleman Domingo. We've got a huge cast coming to do this. We've got Blitz the Ambassador, who is the director, which was a little bit of a blindside, but Steven Spielberg and Quincy Jones are returning to produce this movie. I feel, and Oprah Winfrey also has her hands on it as well. And I think I love the look because I was very concerned about a Color Purple musical. I was kind of like, the subject matter is very, very serious and very dark to be doing like a musical for this. But I think where the tone of the trailer balances it out real well is kind of like the outcome is going to be a little bit more of the happier singing and stuff. So I like that. I think I like involving some musical numbers. I'm a little concerned as to where, just because of the subject matter and how deep this is. But how are you feeling, Lo? I think I'm sitting at like a 7.5, 8, just because the production looks great. Fantasia looks awesome. The cast looks phenomenal. I worry about mixing the musical with the subject matter. How do you feel about it, man? Where you at?
So I was honored to, well, not honored, but I was lucky enough to read the book in high school. And we also, nice. I had an English teacher that had us read the book. And then we also, of course, saw the Steven Spielberg film. Of course, it had Oprah Winfrey and was that Whoopi Goldberg? She was the main in that.
In there.
Danny Glover. So I'm very familiar with the material, and I agree with you. It's a brutal tale. It's a really, really somber tale. But I think they could do it with the music if they just hit it. They got to do it just right. But I think it might work.
Right.
I think this could be a really interesting take. The trailer sold me. I really like the vibe of the trailer. The production design looks great. And it sucks because I like Coleman Domingo. So it's like this movie might make me hate him a little bit. But that's just good acting. And that particular character is not a character you want to love. So I think he's probably going to kill it. I mean, he's great and everything else. And just from the vibe of the trailer, I'm at an 8. It looks really good.
I hear it. Yeah, I'm sitting at like a 7.5, 8 myself. We got Destiny Jackson in the house. What's going on? She is mixed. No idea how the story works as a musical. So that's where I'm at. I'm kind of just like, I don't know. It's a very serious subject matter, which includes abuse and things of that nature. So if you haven't seen the original, just know that it's pretty dark. And so that's where I'm at when it comes to The Color Purple being a musical, is I'm like, how are we going to incorporate these elements into like a musical? Because when I think of musical, I think of like upbeat and, I think of song and dance. And I'm like, I don't really think of The Color Purple a lot about an abusive relationship. I don't really think about that when it comes to music, but we'll have to see how it incorporates into it all.
I mean, this might be like an apples and oranges thing, but musicals do handle dramatic subject matter, like Les Miserables.
Yeah, that's true. Les Mis is good.
Phantom of the Opera. Because I love Phantom of the Opera, so they can handle some dark.
I hate musicals.
Okay.
I can't be saying that, but I'm not a big musical guy, but you're right. I can't say that it's all about sunshines and rainbows, but I wonder how this type of singing is going to fit its way into this movie, because I never imagined the movie, at least the first one, to be redone as a musical. So I'm curious, but
oh man, hey, Geek Ledger brings up a good point. It is a slippery slope, Geek Ledger. He said he's scared they'll do more, and we don't want to see Roots the musical. No. See, that's where we start stepping across the line there, and so that's where I'm at with The Color Purple. I'm kind of like we're like right on that fine line. G. Colby's a 5, fatigue with Black struggle movies nowadays. I totally get it, man. I mean, we've had one a year.
It's been a little, and then not only did we have Till in the same year, we had the Will Smith movie Emancipation, which that movie, I will say, I was like, I'm not even wasn't really into it, but I mean, I get it, Jacoby, I get it. I'm a 0 because I've not seen it yet. Definitely check out The Color Purple, but you're not gonna come out of that movie like super duper. Like, I'll just say this: there's some harsh subject matter in that laser. So that's all I'm gonna say with that one. But I'm sitting at like a 7.5. I love the singing. I love the cast. I don't know about Blitz the Ambassador like directing it, but I mean, he did that like Black is King with Beyonce Knowles. And I think that's it. I don't know him from anything else. So I'm not sure how directorial this is going to be, but I mean, Steven Spielberg's producing. Oprah, I saw Oprah on it. I saw Quincy Jones back. So there's a lot of good hands in the pot here. We'll have to wait and see how it comes out. But let's move on to our next one, which is like, seems the complete opposite. We're going to go to Barbie, y'all. And I still got to watch the full trailer because I'm going to drop a video here tomorrow. But I'm loving how this looks, man. Like, from just the teaser trailer alone, all the posters we've gotten, the music, I've been bumping that Dua Lipa song on repeat. Listen, I'm at a 10 out of 10, guys. I never thought I'd be saying this about a Barbie movie. I was like, is it the summer of 89 again with the Little Mermaid, Barbie, and what else we got? We got a Transformers movie happening. TMNT. I was like, is it literally 1989 again? Because we're just getting all these like early 90s, late 80s staples back that it just feels like we're going back in time. But I mean, that cast is loaded. Only thing about that cast is I'm looking forward to your 5 minutes on screen, your 5 minutes on screen, your 2 minutes on screen. I know these people are barely going to get any time, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Issa Rae is the president of Barbie, Phil. I'm down. I'm down for President Issa Rae, okay? She's eating up between this and Spider-Verse. But I'm at probably about a 10, man. I'm a 10 out of 10, bro. How are you feeling about Barbie? Greta Gerwig. Got a good cast. How you feeling?
Visually, it's a complete opposite of the darker tones of the previous film. But, I think there might be a little bit more under the surface with this film than we think. Yeah. Because you haven't seen the new trailer yet, right?
I have not.
Yeah, so man, there's some existential questions in it.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. And it's like, I mean, Toy Story kind of walked that line a little bit, but I imagine this is going to go a lot deeper. And I imagine, because we see in the first teaser that it looks like Barbie's going to enter the real world. She's going to escape her little fantasy land, whatever. Not sure exactly how this is playing out, if this is like a different universe or whatever, but it still looks like fun. I still trust Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, so I am tentatively at an 8.5. The teaser had me hooked, but I still don't know where we're going. I still don't.
Right.
I don't have a grasp of what this film is going to be, but I will be seated in the theater.
Man, I will be there day one. I'm excited for it, but like you, I don't really know what's going on, and I kind of like it like that. Somebody told me, don't watch the trailer, it shows too much, and I was like, well, I already polled my subscribers, so I will be watching the trailer. However, I think that the teaser at least barely showed anything, and I'm hoping that the trailer at least stays that way too. Even if we dip into the real world or whatever, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Don't give me the full lowdown of everything they're gonna go through in that trailer. Like, don't give me it all. Ooh, Geek Ledger's at a 1 out of 10. It's not their cup of tea. Hey, I get it.
Hey, it's like that sometimes.
Not my cup of tea, man. Right? Not my cup of tea.
Then he runs away laughing.
Right? That shit was hilarious, man. That old Green Book wasn't Spike's cup of tea. I'm with him there because I could listen. I was like, oh, we showing black people how to watermelon, and I'm okay. I think I'm good. G. Kobe is at 7 with Barbie. See how this movie could go wrong. Maybe it's me, but with this and Birds of Prey, Margot seems to try to be a female Ryan Reynolds.
That's actually a good point, Colby.
So I would say that if not for I, Tonya, and a couple of the other things she squeezed in. But I feel you. There might be like a similar vibe to her roles. What were you saying?
Well, I mean, his last point is he gets a Free Guy vibe. That's a really good like reference because
comparison.
That's like what do you call it? Ryan Reynolds, and not just Ryan Reynolds. Who was his best friend in the movie? His best friend, what's his name? He's a funny guy. Was it Hannibal Buress?
Yeah, Hannibal Buress.
so like they had a moment where they realized what they were, and they were like, oh, so does that mean we're not friends, like real friends? Like, so I think those kind of questions will come up in Barbie, like
right. Yeah, it could. Oh, Geek Ledger said I might do it.
Oh shit. Colby said Little Rel Howery. My bad. I mixed them up.
Oh, it what? Yeah,
I thought it was Hannibal.
You right. I was rolling with you. I was like, yeah, it's Hannibal. But Hannibal's in Spider-Man. Lil Rel Howery is in this, and what's it called? Get Out.
There you go.
But yeah, Lil Rel's hilarious. We'll move into our next one, guys, with Five Nights at Freddy's. Which, okay, this was a teaser. Like, okay, if anybody needs to know how to do a teaser, this was it. 1 minute, 1:20. You barely show us anything. You show us Josh Hutcherson, Matthew Lillard, who I was like, oh, Matthew Lillard's in this? I wasn't even like, I didn't even know. I was just like, oh, sweet. Okay. Creepy. They set the tone very well in the trailer with the creepy little laughs and the creepy music and everything. I'm not aware of the director, Emma Tammy, I want to say. Emma Tammy, I think is her name. I have no idea what else she's done. But I'll say this, if this movie is anything like how that trailer looked, I'm in. I'm sold, bro. Jacoby said we racist.
No, that's why I was laughing, bro. I was right, like, yo, he did not just say that.
How am I black and I'm sitting up here like mixing up black men? I can't be doing that. But for me, it just looks super creepy. Five Nights at Freddy's. We don't have enough to really go off and say exactly how it's going to look production-wise or anything like that. There's just a couple of clips. So I'm sitting at like a 7. A 7, just because I don't know more. And also, while it looks creepy, it could go very wrong. And we know how very wrong video game movies can go. Below, how you feeling, man? Out of 10, what you think?
I don't know anything about the games. I know it's like popular with the younger generation, like that stuff, and it's like a little creepy jump scare game, whatever. I don't know how close this is to the actual origins, but what I didn't realize was like there's like a Chuck E. Cheese thing going on, and I liked the style of like it looks like Josh is watching an orientation video. And I like that it's like, well, you're working at Five Nights at Freddy's. You're going to be security guard. I thought that was kind of a cool setup for the premise of what we're going to get into here. But yeah, it looks surprisingly creepy. Like you said, we got just little quick cuts of like Freddy's feet, his eyes, he's lurking in the background. He's probably going to jump out at us at some point. I mean, that's what the game's all about. So it looks like fun. It looks like a B movie. I had to look up Emma Tammy as well. I'm not familiar with Emma Tammy. She has a couple directing credits, not many. It's not really popular films either, but I'm at like a 6. I don't know anything about the game. Yeah, I don't know anything about the game, but it is nice to see Matthew Lillard back. Welcome back. He's been gone for a little while, so.
Great to see Matthew Lillard back in something. We've got 10 for Lillard, 6 for the teaser from G. Colby. Laser agrees with you. Looks cheap. Still nervous since this goes straight to Peacock. Yeah, that's definitely a reason for caution, because what's the last thing that went straight to Peacock? Fucking Halloween, and we know how that went.
Wait a minute, is this also getting a theatrical release?
Yes, I want to say it's theatrical and Peacock. If I'm not
strange
mistaken. Schedule. Yep,
pick one Peacock,
which is a little bit of a weird release strategy this far.
It is,
I think, because it's just like, okay, if at this point, if it looks too cheap for theaters, you might as well just put it straight on Peacock.
Well, not just that. Like, why would you hurt your box office? It's like the pandemic, I get, but right now it's like make your money. Like, don't give people an option to stay home. Like,
the Munsters went to Peacock. Didn't even know that, man. They're trying their hardest to get people to subscribe to Peacock. Yeah, I mean, Peacock doesn't really have a solid offering, and I was just watching a video on the search trends of the show The Office and how much they have plummeted since they went from Netflix to Peacock. And I'm like, yeah, Peacock is just the graveyard for content at this point. Who's going? I'm gonna just ask the chat. Let me know, guys. How many of you guys actively go on to Peacock on a weekly, semi-day-to-day basis? I'll be honest.
I forget I have it.
Same, and I have it for free. I have it through my internet.
I only have it because it's included with Xfinity. So.
Yep, same. That's the only reason I have it. And then I'm like, I don't use Peacock for shit else. It's weird that I have Peacock and barely use it. So there you go. I just think, yeah, see, Tyler's got them for WWE, not watching them for not watching them for shows or anything else.
It has its niche. It's just, I don't know how strong that is. So.
Right, and I think every now and then it'll have a Broncos game on there, but most of them are on Paramount Plus. So, yeah, G. Kobe saying he goes on sometimes. Nobody's on Peacock, bro. Like, honestly, nobody's on Peacock. Wait, Ted? Oh, I thought he meant Ted Lasso. I was like, that's Apple TV, my man. Which, by the way, that show, I'm so in the fields with that show. I'm sick of it. I'm sick, Lo. I'm crying every week at this point.
I gotta catch up, man. Because speaking of, when we get off of this show, I gotta watch the Succession finale. That's what I've been obsessed with.
Oh so. Yeah, that's on tonight, ain't it?
That is on right now. So.
Oh shit! All right, let's get on to our next 1 to 10. Let's talk a little bit about Elemental because it debuted at the Cannes Film Festival last night or yesterday afternoon or something like that. And let's go ahead here. I'm going to share the window. We're going to talk a little bit about this, carrying over from the Indiana Jones discussion last week. Disney, we got to take some notes on what not to put at Cannes because this is just not good. Now, I will say, one thing of note is that there's only 7 reviews. 7. So there's only 7 of them, and we're at 57%. So what does that mean? That means like most of the freaking people are not into this, man. That means what, 4 out of 7 don't like it? But I don't necessarily think this is the audience to be debuting this movie at, because what I saw in some of the reviews where there was a mishandling of some of the material, some speaking about an immigrant story that was mishandled. But Lo, what do you think about like Elemental as a whole, how it's been marketed? How are you feeling 1 to 10? And does this reaction surprise you?
Not at all. To echo your statement, Disney, who were you trying to impress at Cannes with a Pixar film? Not only a Pixar film, but a Pixar film by Peter Sohn. I mean, no offense to him. He's just not the biggest name, not the best track record.
The good dinosaur. Come on now.
and look, I am a good dinosaur defender. So look, he's not the guy. He's not that guy. So I don't know.
That guy.
I feel bad. We talked about this last week because it just feels like Elemental's kind of getting a little bit brushed under the rug here. They are like, it seems like Disney's marketing. I did notice they are trying to do some new things with this film. There was what was it? They have some like minor events and little giveaways things they're doing with it, but it just doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like, especially after Lightyear, after Strange New World, it just feels like they almost don't know what to do with this property. So
yeah,
it's a little underwhelming. And honestly, the visuals look cool, but even the story, it's a little light, and it's a little kind of almost feels a little formulaic from the most recent trailer I saw.
It's Zootopia with elements.
Right.
So it's kind of like,
I was really excited at first, but now that I'm just kind of taking a step back, I don't know what this is going to be, and I have a feeling it's not going to do well. The word of mouth's not good, and it's just it's gonna get buried by Across the Spider-Verse, in my opinion. So
yeah, so I did misquote last week. It's not the exact same week as Across the Spider-Verse. It's, I want to say, 1 or 2 weeks after, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same exact week as Transformers, which I'm like, okay, that's arguably worse.
yeah,
Let's see. I want to just real quick get this right here. So Elemental comes out June 16th, and then Transformers Rise of the Beast is June 9th. Okay, so we've got Spider-Verse June 2nd. We've got Transformers Rise of the Beast June 9th. Then we've got Elemental on the next week after that. And
isn't
I'm
that
just
the
like,
Flash? That's what Laser's saying.
what's that? No, the same day as the Flash. Okay, so the Flash comes out on June 16th as well. Yeah, this thing's getting buried, man.
Yeah,
There's just no way. I mean, it's just, okay, you've got Into the Spider-Verse opening up the month of June, Across the Spider-Verse, excuse me. You've got Transformers the week after that, which arguably Spider-Verse might stick to the top, maybe. And then we've got The Flash. Yeah, good luck. This is not good. And like you were saying with Strange World, what's even worse about Strange World is that's a Disney animated picture. And so you go Strange World, Turning Red, Luca. They've been really missing the mark in terms of getting viewership. Yeah. And some of that, of course, can be blamed on the pandemic for sure. Onward had a nice run until the pandemic hit. But after that, man, it's just been rough for all of Disney animation. Raya was... Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to say, too, I mean, I'm not no executive or nothing, but it just feels like there's nothing about Elemental that feels like a summer blockbuster, which is dead smack in the middle of what of June is. And I would have pushed this back, or I would have released this earlier. Like, you know, Mario Brothers was in March, it did so well.
Mario Brothers came out. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it just doesn't seem like this is the month for this film. It just doesn't seem like it. So
it does feel like it's too late. Like it almost is exactly like you said. Go back to Mario Brothers, which came out early April. It had all April to just gallop on its own. And it's like, drop that mid-April, drop that, even late April. You can clip the wings of, well, I don't know if it'll clip the Mario Brothers wings, but at least it will have some decent competition as opposed to being sandwiched between Transformers and the Flash. Good luck.
Yeah.
June is such a stacked month, but Laser says being marketed wonderfully. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not, but Can is rough crowd, especially since I heard from people who say it's one of Pixar's best. Seen that tweet, and I totally understand. I'm so curious to see it now because I'm like, okay, there's only 7 reviews. Like, this is 57 out of 7. So if it was 57 out of 57, then I'd probably be like, ooh, oh man. But we still, I want to say yesterday was like 50. So one other person added on to this crew of reviewers who liked it. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. It's coming out the same week as Flash. Yep. Yeah, Luca was straight to D+, and see, this is what messed the brand up. Like, honestly, throwing Soul straight to D+, Luca straight to D+, Turning Red straight to D+, and then coming out with Lightyear, which had a very mediocre reception. A lot of people are just easily going to say, you know what? I'll wait. I'll just wait for it to come to Disney+, whatever. I'll just wait. It'll be there in 6 months anyway. I think that's what we're unfortunately going to see about Elemental.
With that slate of films, it's like, it's easy to say that I feel like general audiences probably feel like Pixar might have lost their touch. Maybe they fell off. I feel like that's the feeling, going around. So,
yeah, and funny you say that because Geek Ledger was saying, personally, I would go back to the drawing board. That they would call up Tim Cook and Apple. Some of the old Pixar executives canceled Toy Story 5. Yeah, there's a huge like sequel, remake, requel, prequel era we're going through right now. And listen, I like Bob Iger more than Chapek, but he's the one that started the Disney remakes and stuff. He's the one that's greenlighting Toy Story 5. So as much as we're happy that Papa Iger's back, let's not jump ahead of ourselves and just be like, oh, he doesn't do any of that. Like, he's not a saint. He also was the one that started all these sequels and shit. So we can say Papa Iger's back, but at the same time, Papa Iger's the one approving all the remakes and sequels.
I was going to say Geek Ledger to speak to this. He said, bring up what happened to elevating new talent and Pixar shorts creators. In defense of Domi Shi, she was one of the few that had Bao. She had a short film that was very successful, and then she did Turning Red. So it just sucks that Turning Red didn't get the love and the theatrical release I thought it deserved. I loved Turning Red. So they have talent, Geek Ledger. It's just misguided maybe with some of its other films.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, I feel like we don't have.
Oh, my bad.
Look like Laser was saying till Inside Out 2. Yeah, who knows, man? Like when it comes to Disney and Pixar, I just don't think this is the place to put Elemental. Give it an early screening like they did Mario Brothers. Do it kind of like the exclusive thing like Mario Brothers did, and just invite like maybe the target audience for this stuff, kids. I don't know, man. I just think Cannes was not the place to go.
And you know what's funny too? I want to look ahead. I mean, I don't have the slate in front of me, but I'm wondering like this probably could have went to like August. I know August isn't really a big month for some of those films, so it's like it's like why pick June? It's just so baffling.
Because you're looking at in August, you're looking at TMNT and Blue Beetle. I want to say, and you can etch yourself into that crowd, but when you're up against Transformers Across the Spider-Verse and The Flash, yeah, good luck. that's not 3 films I'd be like, yeah, we can go right there.
Right.
Prosper. Not to mention afterward, you got Barbie coming, you got all this stuff. It's just like, yeah, good luck. What's going
up,
on,
Christian? Welcome,
bro. Because of summer, Pixar always release. They can move that because guess what didn't release in the summer? Soul. Pixar Soul released in December. So they can earn November. They can move
and I think Toy Story always had a fall thing. So, I mean, it's not etched in stone that they have summer films. So,
yeah, I know Incredibles 2 was summer, and I know that they go to bat with like Luca was like peak, like right before summer, I want to say. So, yeah, but like this might be a good summer to be like, hold on. Let's move that back. September, I don't know. Well, September's a dead zone, so maybe not September, but still, I'm like, listen, man. Anything else?
If there's no competition in September, put Elemental there. It'll probably make a little bit of money.
Right. But man, guys, we are gonna move into the main meat and potatoes of the show, the rundown, baby. Let's do it. All right, take it away, man.
I am overjoyed with this news, especially as a huge Clone Wars fan. And just to kind of give you guys some context, Temuera Morrison has been confirmed to appear as fan favorite Captain Rex in the upcoming Star Wars show, Ahsoka. And just to give you guys a little context, a little bit of background, if you don't remember, Temuera Morrison did play Jango Fett, who is Boba Fett's father, in Attack of the Clones, Star Wars Episode 2. And the clones are actually built from Jango's DNA. So all of the clones look like Temuera Morrison. So I put in a little shot of there of him playing Commander Cody. And then in the middle, we have him, of course, he's older now. That was him most recently in Book of Boba Fett, of course, Mandalorian. So that's just some context for you guys who don't know who Temuera Morrison is. And then I put a shot in the background there of Star Wars Rebels. Captain Rex and Ahsoka's relationship is so special. Captain Rex served under Ahsoka loyally for years during the Clone Wars, and of course, after Order 66, Captain Rex remained loyal to the Rebels and to, of course, Ahsoka. They have a very special relationship, and this warms my heart as a Clone Wars fan, as a Star Wars fan, and just as a fan of Temuera Morrison. He's a great actor. I'm so happy to see and hear that Captain Rex is coming to life in live action. This is awesome, awesome news, at least for me. What about you, Leo? I know you were into Clone Wars a little bit, and you're familiar with Rebels. Yeah. How excited are you for this?
Oh, yeah, huge fan of both properties, to be honest with you. I like Rebels a lot. Clone Wars, seeing so many praises about it. It's great. I'm looking forward to it. Book of Boba Fett was not great, but we can get past that. We can get past all that to enjoy some more Temuera Morrison as Captain Rex. We haven't seen Rex in forever, so I think it'd be awesome to get him back. Oh
Yeah.
man, Tyler Calvert says cashing in on all the Star Wars checks. Oh man, redemption after Boba Fett. Yeah.
Damn, y'all harsh, man. I actually, I rewatched it. I actually like it a lot on a rewatch. But you know what? It's okay. I totally get it. Maybe it just wasn't for some of y'all, and maybe it was a little slow compared to Mandalorian. But I liked it. I liked it.
Hey, I'm glad one of us liked it because I was like, look,
and really quickly, I don't want to spoil this for anybody, but Rex makes a couple cameos. If anyone hasn't seen the Bad Batch, so he's not completely gone from the Star Wars universe just yet.
If you have enough energy drinks to sit through that damn Bad Batch, because I'll be real with you, man, that Bad Batch, bro. The first season was strong, but listen, man, I watched like an episode of the second season. And I was like, I promise you, man, I was like watching it. And I remember myself like waking up mid-episode and be like, hold on, bro. I think it was like one episode in season 1, the 3rd or 4th episode, where I was trying to record a reaction low and I fell asleep. I woke up, the damn camera was still going, and I was just like, well, there goes that.
To quote Padme, Leo, you're breaking my heart. And funny enough, Leo, the 3rd episode of the newest season of Bad Batch is one of the best episodes ever. Like, it's really, really well written, and it actually has Cody in it, Commander Cody. So anyways, it's okay. It's okay. It's not for everybody. I get it. No, look, there is no Bad Batch following. There's a corner of the internet that is into it, and there's me, and then everybody else didn't watch Bad Batch. So it's okay. You're not alone.
Hype for Commander Rex making his live action debut. Also, a lot of people seem to forget he got promoted in the final arc of Clone Wars. He ain't a captain no more.
I'm just so used to calling him Captain Rex. Thank you, Geek Ledger. You are right. He is Commander Rex. You're right.
Commander Rex. Hell, I forgot, man. Man, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I love Clone Wars. I love Rebels. I'm so close to being like Rebels over Clone Wars for me. After all that, I get a little shaky. So I'm talking Bad Batch and Book of Boba Fett. I get a little shaky with some of these clones, man. I just think when it comes to like, I don't know, Bad Batch just is a little bit not great. And then, yeah, Boba Fett not. But you know what? Listen, I do like Commander Rex. I do like Commander Rex a lot. I do like his relationship with Ahsoka, and I'm looking forward to the Ahsoka show. Everything else involving Star Wars that ain't Ahsoka, ain't Mando season 4, ain't what's it called, Andor season 2. Everything else, I'm a little nervous about, because remember those other movies that were announced, the Star Wars Celebration prior to this, all scrapped. Now I think I heard that they were talking about maybe some other stuff doesn't happen. I'm just like, oh my God, do not promise these things without them like locked in. I just need the stuff locked in, bro. Acolyte, I'm looking forward to that too. But I just need those movies and stuff locked in. If we're gonna do the Rey movie, let's do it. Stop talking about it. Patty Jenkins movie, where's that? Gone. I just need Star Wars to stay the course, not make the false promises. That's all. But I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to.
To answer this, Laser, you said, do you think Ahsoka will be an apology letter to Star Wars fans? Look, I don't know if this is the show to save Star Wars, but it's a step in the right direction. Getting General Thrawn, getting Hera and Sabine Wren in live action, it is a little bit of a dream come true for some of us. So, and this is speaking to you, Leo. It's all Rebels stuff. So,
I'm here for it. We
are. And with that being said, let's keep it trucking. We got a lot of other things to get into, but congratulations to Tamara Morrison. Welcome back. I know there was a story of not too long ago where he was kind of concerned about not being in Mando season 3, but this could be a reason why.
Yeah, that's very true. It's possible.
All right, y'all. The day has finally come. I think it was sometime a few days ago for some of us. I think, what was it, May 23rd? HBO Max is now officially just Max. You had to download a separate app from the HBO Max. It wasn't enough to just update the app. They made a separate app for it. And of course, now on top of your beloved HBO content, you have the Discovery content, lots of new reality shows and just more variety of TV for you. But remember, Max is the one with HBO. To quote the tagline appropriately.
So dumb, dude.
And look,
Like,
I mean, it doesn't affect me as a viewer in any shape or fashion. Like, look, I'm gonna watch House of the Dragon season 2. I'm gonna watch the Succession season finale tonight. But it's such a bizarre choice, and I know, Leo, you didn't love the name either. Is it still kind of like weird to like click the app for you?
so yeah, because now I have to go to max.com. I'm like, I go to max.com, and then on my Apple TV, I was like, why is HBO not working? And then I forgot. Like, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. What was weird, I think the weirdest thing about Max was that you had to like download a whole new, like you had to download something entirely new. I think that was my problem, is like when you had to download Max, you had to download an entirely new app.
Yes.
So I was like,
Yes.
I
love it.
Good. Every time I think of Max, I think of Max from Goofy Movie. But I was like, okay, why do you have to download an entirely new app? And then Christian, who I believe is still in the comments, pointed out that it's probably because it's easier for the programmers. But it wasn't easy for me. I don't know, man. I wanted to just log on to HBO Max and it all just changes over, but you had to go re-download and all this. So whatever. But what I will say is this. Listen, I blasted through that first season of 90 Day Fiance. If any of y'all watched 90 Day Fiance, y'all know, listen, I loved Paula and Russ. I'm glad all the couples made it through to the end. But all I want to say is I don't love the new layout. It's a little harder in terms of user friendliness. It is a little more difficult. Getting to the brands page is a little harder. And I think it's weird that HBO at the top has like an HBO tab, but there's no Discovery tab. Because listen, I'm going on to Max now for diners, drive-ins, and dives. I'm going on for that 90 Day Fiance. Y'all, that 90 Day Fiance is tea. If you have not watched that show, I'm telling you, it's wonderful. But I will say I like having everything consolidated. I don't like that you had to download new stuff. It's not working for some people. So it's a little not user-friendly. And let's be real, Max, the one to watch HBO, is the dumbest slogan in line ever. Why not just put it HBO Max? Just weird. And not to mention the nice dark purple that it had. That sleek royal dark purple is now a blue.
Yeah,
it's
Disney
very Plus
generic.
has, Paramount Plus has,
Prime's.
Yeah, I was thinking. The other day I was thinking of other ones. Prime's got it too.
And Tyler found a leak in our news. You beat us to it, man. To celebrate this change, this channel will be called Goods.
It is now called Goods, y'all. My name ain't Leo. It's O, motherfucker. It's just O. That's it.
Real quick, Geek Ledger said he's a defender of this because to separate Max Originals and HBO, so people wouldn't be disappointed in the lesser quality of the Max content, whatever. But I get that. But still, I just feel like they could have chosen a different name.
I agree with you, man. Because the reason why I don't think that works is because all the HBO original branding, Succession, Barry, all of this stuff is HBO on our banner. And so is it on the front page of Max. You go to max.com, it's Black Adam. Let me pull this up. Because I was looking the other day and I was like, this is all HBO. This is all HBO original stuff. It's Shazam, Black Adam, Succession. So before you even log on, Succession's on there. Succession's on the banner. Love and Death of the Max original, but okay, you got these HBO originals still very much highlighted on the app.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I was also on the side that they could have went with like WB Max, and I think that would have encompassed everything, and that would have sounded better. It would have looked cooler.
Yeah. Warner Brothers Max.
You know, something like that. Max. It's just so, I don't know. It's a little off-putting. That's all I would say about it.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. If you either think about him or the Stranger Things character.
Yeah.
But I think Max, I'm like, okay, Max from Goofy movie / Goof Troop, or Max from the I don't think of like HBO when I think of Max, but I guess that's what they're trying to do here with that, is associate this brand with the name Max, all lowercase.
And the last thing I'll say, just as someone that uses the app frequently, I love that HBO had the separate hubs and separate, like, these like categorized like things like Studio Ghibli and TCM and all these things. That is gone. So to your point, the UI could use some work.
So it's still there. It's just harder to find for whatever.
No, exactly. Like, it's still there, but it's just not organized or grouped the way that HBO Max was. And that's a huge misstep, in my opinion.
And that's actually what Destiny's talking about in the comments. Disney Plus has Nat Geo, but it doesn't influence anything. You just go into the proper hub you're looking for.
See?
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't have HBO Max and then have like a Discovery tab. I don't know. It's weird. Max Russo.
See, WBD Plus would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool. WB Discovery Plus. Who is Max? I like it so bad.
Yeah,
Max
what's funny, when that was trending, I
I think we're a little behind here. My fault. You good over there? I think Low froze, y'all. But yeah,
no,
Max,
good.
You good?
The Little Mermaid debuted with a surprisingly tame $48 million domestic opening weekend. Mind you, it hasn't opened worldwide yet, so it's not the end-all be-all for the Little Mermaid's success in the box office. And for context, which the #1 film of the year, Super Mario Brothers, had a massive, like a $200 million 5-day haul. That's the extreme end of the spectrum. Had like a $78-75 million opening weekend. So look, it's not a terrible opening weekend, but it's a high expectation compared to The Lion King or Aladdin. It's a little bit on the lower side. Not at all where I thought it would do. I thought The Little Mermaid was going to kill. How surprised are you, Leo?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised as well. I think part of it might has to do with everything that's coming up. I mean, we've got Across the Spider-Verse coming out this next Friday. We've got Transformers the Friday after that. We've got Elemental and Flash the Friday after that. There's something lined up for something after that. I already know there's so much lined up back to back after The Little Mermaid that it's a little odd. However, I will say we still got today and tomorrow, so a full Memorial Day weekend stretch. I'm curious to see where it does there throughout the full Memorial Day weekend. But yeah, it does seem a little low. And then on the other end, you had the Flash jumping the gun, thinking they was gonna make 117 domestic, and then they backed that off and said, "Oh, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shuffle that down onto like what 50 to 70 or something." So I was like, okay, they're clearly seeing The Little Mermaid not doing well. And they're like, well, maybe. And so I think it's a little low for Disney. Let's just say that, especially a Disney Renaissance.
To your point about the WB thing, WB going WB. They're just gonna do what they do, and
right, they're just gonna go for it, man. They at this point they're desperate. They're desperate for a win. They really are. Out of this DCEU, they're like, please, if we can get a crumb of a win, we're happy. Because think about it, the Black Adam, Shazam 2, Black Adam, and the Suicide Squad have all done terribly at the box office. They're begging people to go see The Flash, begging.
Right, practically. And really quick, Colby said Ariel saved real James. Ren was saying that too. You guys are killing me with that. Laser, look, man, I mean, that would be nice if Little Mermaid got that bill, but with this really, really low couple days. I don't see it, man, but we'll see how it does in the next couple of weeks. It's got a rough path ahead of itself to get to 1 billion. So I don't think it's gonna get there. Enviro Earth, welcome to the show. Hello, how you doing?
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
But to your point, Leo, I forgot that tomorrow would count as the weekend since it's a holiday. So it might make a little bit more. Maybe it gets to 50 to 60 mil or so, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Because that dude do look like James.
I was saying the one time
I remember I was watching James's review and I was like, wait, he kind of looked like Homeboy.
What's funny too is like he's usually sometimes in the chat. The one time he's not in here.
Oh my God.
We love you, Real James. We love you, man.
Real James, that's your twin, celebrity twin right there.
Doppelganger. Oh man, but we'll see. We'll see where the Little Mermaid's at after Across the Spider-Verse opens. I don't think it's getting that Billy though.
I don't think so. Laser's saying 1.4 billion. I'm like, oh, that's really aiming high, Laser.
That's ambitious.
Oddly enough, it's weird because Aladdin did amazing, Lion King did amazing, but we're sick of the live action. We're sick, bro. And I will say this is miles better than the Lion King. Don't mishear me here. This is way better than the Lion King. This is about, I would say, for me, this is about on par with that live action Aladdin remake. They're both 100%. Good, they're both serviceable. They both have really great side characters. Like I think David and Will did great in their roles.
Yes.
I think Halle was amazing. I'm not going to say the same about Mina. However, I will say the same about Naomi. I thought she was amazing as well. So it's like you've got like great qualities of both, but I will say, we'll talk about this a little later in the show, but the CG did not look good to me. And I felt the same way about Aladdin. It did not look good.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it. But just to kind of tie a bow on this, like I mentioned, but when we started this story, it hasn't opened worldwide yet. So China's box office is not included, which is huge. The Asian market is huge. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where it's at with the worldwide numbers. So we're not quite, Little Mermaid's not dead in the water yet, but
it's a good question. Cruella is absolutely worth watching.
Yeah, Cruella was pleasantly awesome. A really good surprise. I didn't think it was gonna be great, but Emma Stone kills it, and Emma Thompson's great.
Emma Thompson's great too, man.
There's this really cool one shot where it like zooms in from the roof of that fashion building and it goes through the hallways and
it's so good, man.
Yeah, it's got some really fun stuff. Great music too. Really awesome music choices.
And great fashion. I mean, the wardrobe is outstanding. Best in any of these live action remakes. Best.
Definitely check out Cruella. So let's keep it moving, y'all. According to Lionsgate, John Wick 5 is already in early stages of development. Anybody that's seen John Wick 4 is probably like, huh? Me personally, I mean, I love the character. I love Keanu. He's the man. He's awesome. He can do whatever he wants to do. But in my opinion, when they initially announced that they would take a break from the character, I thought that was a good idea. I thought maybe give this man some rest. This guy has been killing people for the past decade, just nonstop. I'm sure Keanu is somewhat tired from all the stunt work that he does. He's so good at it. I'd be happy to see it, but I thought this franchise could definitely use a breather. What are your thoughts on this news, Leo?
I'm the same because they said right after, Keanu and the director, they both said, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a little while away from, let Mr. Wick rest for a little while. Spoiler alert. We know what happens in the end of John Wick 4. I'm not going to say the spoiler, but we know what happens.
Yep.
And it just feels very strange to pick back up right after that. But we've already spelled out a way that they can just bring it right back in DMs to one another. We've already DM'd and been like, here's exactly how they're going to do it. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly how they can make it happen. But I think I'm with you. People were asking for spinoffs. The Ballerina's right around the corner. The show, the Continental show is right around the corner. So, like, why are we in such a hurry to get back to John Wick 5 when we've got content at the Continental? We've already got content in this world coming out. Let's let that content breathe. Give John Wick a breather. Keanu's getting up there. Let's just kind of... So, okay, that makes me wonder, though, is John Wick 5 going to be a prequel?
That's what Geek Ledger's calling it.
Ah.
And Leo, I actually have a question for you, because I'm not really familiar with this news, but Geek Ledger's saying is that they're in so much debt that they're, that's probably why they're fast tracking this. So, do you know anything about that?
If that's Lionsgate in debt, then I don't, to be honest with you. I know that WB is struggling. I just did a quick Google search. At the end of December 2022, Lionsgate had $4.18 billion worth of debt.
Oh.
So yeah, they're in it deep.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Right. You're right. So, that's why they're fast tracking this shit. Because
they're on the phone with Keanu right now, like, "Hey, baby, we need that money."
We're begging, right? We're begging Keanu come back because. Okay, so Ledger was talking about WB.
Okay.
Because I know WB they're eating scraps at the table right now,
right?
Because what they did with that AT&T deal and went with the day and date of release, that really hurt their wallet big time. But I will say it sounds like Lionsgate is in a similar predicament. But Lionsgate, John Wick 4 made a really good amount of money. So Lionsgate, I'm sure they saw that it was the most in the franchise, and they're like, "Hey, let's hit the gas." That's all I can really think of. I'm sure they saw that box office return and were like, "Yeah, let's hit it."
Strike while the iron's hot, right? And
yes.
I actually want to answer this in Viral Earth. He says, "Do you think there will be a Matrix 5 as well?" Look, I mean, no offense to the Wachowskis. I didn't love Resurrections, and I honestly don't think there's anywhere else to go. I don't think there will be a Matrix 5, and I don't think the response and the reception to Resurrections was strong enough to warrant that either.
So it was not good, man. It really was not good at all.
Yeah. I mean, look, the meta stuff was fun, but that's not why I watched The Matrix. I didn't watch The Matrix for the director's commentary on how WB may have treated her. But, that's not why I watched Resurrections, and it was disappointing on the action and story front as well. So,
this is an interesting one here. I was saying WB has been having some non-DC hits, but their wins mean nothing. Yeah, they're trying to make up, Geek Ledger. They're trying to make up for that day and date of release shit. I don't think a lot of people took into account how big of a misstep that really was. Because if you think about it, what do we have? We had Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, Matrix was another one in that day and date of release. Dune. Those four alone are so many box office dollars to let sway away. That's so much money.
It's so baffling because I feel like it could have done so much better. But if you give people the option to stay home, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
They should have cut the cord right after Mortal Kombat. We got Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat. Okay, those two were at home. Rest of these are coming to theaters. Dune, that should have went to theaters. Matrix 5 should have been in theaters.
It makes me wonder. Wow. I'm sure they did some kind of algorithm and some kind of model to show, subscriptions to HBO Max will supplement. I just can't believe they thought that was a solution.
I mean, I want to give them that benefit of the doubt, but as quick as AT&T pulled out, I don't think anybody was looking at no algorithm, because it was like they got rid of that shit quick.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, let's shell this back over, and then Discovery had to step in.
Yeah. No, I feel like AT&T was like, whoa, wait, you guys seeing this? You guys seeing this?
They pulled a LeBron. Was like, hold on.
They pulled a LeBron. They grabbed their bag. They were like, all right,
I was like, all right, we gotta go. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, but you know what?
I will miss the Arrowverse. Love the Flash and Arrow, of course. Smallville.
Hey, old school.
Listen, I will not miss the Arrowverse, but I hope they don't cancel Superman and Lois.
I gotta get on that. I know a lot of people have been just singing its praises, especially you, Leo, and Tyler. What's his name? Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler Calvert.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like a cool Superman. I haven't really gotten into the show yet.
Oh, you talking about Tyler Heckler? I thought you meant our boy Tyler in the comments.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's his name?
The Tyler Hecklin is the
there.
Superman.
It is. Okay.
He's so good. I mean, just top tier, honestly.
But back to this news here. Look, it'll be cool to see, but I just hope they don't. There's always that threshold when the movies start to overdo the sequels, like just for reference, like Saw or like Final Destination. Like at some point you start running out of ideas and you start putting out a bad product. I really hope that's not the case with John Wick. So
yeah, hopefully not, man. Let's hope.
But we'll see.
Because Wick has been good. Every movie I've been like, yeah, this has been awesome. Like,
yeah. And then as someone that was late to the party, for me, every single watch was like, it got better and better. And I just hope that if they do this, I just hope the quality doesn't dip down to a level that's not satisfying for fans. So,
yeah, amen. Let's hope it stays at a good quality.
All right, y'all. Here's a big one. Variety reported a major cameo spoiler for The Flash as news. And I wanted to ask you guys in the chat, please comment, has a line been crossed? And for me, I hate spoilers with a passion. Laser knows what's up. Laser always begs us not to spoil anything. But to report it as news, I think is just, it's not only unfair to the audience, it's also unfair to the filmmakers who put time into making the film, and something like a cameo that people weren't expecting is such an awesome feeling in the theater. So to take that away from people and to take that away from the people behind the film, I think it's just very disrespectful, and it's a disservice to the community of fans that are into this stuff, especially something like DC. Leo, how do you feel about this matter?
Yeah, bad. This is not good. Stop spoiling. Stop the spoiling. Stop the spoiling, man. They literally This is the same publication who came out and word for word told us the post credit of Eternals. I'm getting a little like annoyed with, oh, well, the director said it in an interview, so we can run with it. Looking at you, the rap, who wanted to run with the Fast X post credit of The Rock and pretend like it's a news story.
It's not news.
I think anything that is very pertinent to the movie, that is very much like if you just told a random fan of this movie and of this franchise, if it would make them upset that you told them that, don't do it. At this point, the publications are doing this for the clicks, and I know that they're getting approval off the top. They're getting it from the studios. I know, I get it. We want to get as many butts in the seat as possible. Save some stuff. Let me save you guys real quick. Do not, and I repeat, do not look up the Flash Variety because you will see the name. Don't do it. Just don't. Save yourself, please, because it's a great cameo, and having seen the Flash, seeing it in context was awesome. I didn't, if I would have saw that before seeing the movie, I would be upset. So I just think that if it's something very important to the movie and something that is very secretive, not in trailers and stuff, don't talk about it. Like, don't talk about it. I just think, I understand that the directors probably want to get people in the seat. They want to get excited. They want to get hyped up. They want people to come and see it. Oh, on Fire Earth, we had the same thought. Just said, yeah, maybe the directors want the cameos. I get it. I totally understand. I think some of it should be left out. Unless, say, for instance, it's like, Michael Keaton's Batman. Talk about that. Like, that's a main staple of the movie. We got Michael Keaton back as Batman and Ben Affleck as a Batman. The same. Talk about those things. We don't need to know any other stuff. Nothing
hey,
else.
Leo, Tyler's speaking to me here because this is what I feel like. Warner Brothers has been doing this like repeatedly, going back to Black Adam, Shazam, and now The Flash. And in my opinion, it's like, it's not working. Stop spoiling. It's not helping you. It's, if anything, it's hurting you. Like, come on, Warner Brothers, do better. Do better.
They had Wonder Woman all up in those trailers. All up in the trailers, man.
That did not help. It didn't help. Just save it for the fans at least, like, goodness.
Now they got it on the front page of Max, trying so hard to get people to watch it.
I feel really bad. Honestly, look, I mean, look, I don't love what some of Zachary Levi's comments were in the past, but just like for people like Rachel Zegler, and I actually didn't mind Fury of the Gods. It was actually a pretty enjoyable watch for me. I mean, it wasn't the best DCU film I've seen, but it was fun.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, but you don't need. They didn't need to put Gal Gadot in all these trailers.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's like, come on.
Oh yeah, I'm not defending that. I was just defending the film. But yeah, they
Okay,
are.
yeah.
But yeah, they are so desperately wanting people to still get into this movie.
Oh man, and part of me feels a little bad because, like, I think the cast thought it was gonna just be this blowaway knockout hit for DC. I'm talking Shazam, and it just did not do well at all.
Oh yeah, and like I said, like Rachel Zegler tried so hard, and I feel so bad because I feel like people were turning on her at some point, like just making fun of her, and it's like, dude, she's just trying to promote her movie, like give her a break, you know? So
this is a really good comment from Destiny. James loves to hop on Twitter and answer people and needs to chill on that too. I agree, because when we start getting into like so much speculation, here's one issue I have with Guardians 3, right? Plot holes shouldn't be answered on Twitter after the movie. Like, I just was kind of like, okay, there was all these questions, and I was kind of like, well, shit, that's a great point. It was like, hey, like, why doesn't Star-Lord have his helmet? And it was like, okay, that should have been answered in the movie. So I'm kind of feeling that way about any DC stuff. Please don't, like, let's just let the people speculate. Let us do our, maybe just leave that stuff behind. I do kind of like that he, like, debunks the bullshit rumors, but when it's like asking, like, is this person in the Flash? And they might be. Let's maybe just, like, not say anything.
yeah, no, I mean, I was gonna say there's some things that I don't mind that James Gunn says, but to your point, Leo, it's like if it's not in the film, it does take away from the experience a little bit. Like, I think that's definitely something that I think he needs to pick his battles, James Gunn.
Yeah,
but because there is some facts that he drops that is actually interesting. But yeah, I mean, you're right though. Like, I wasn't dying to know what happened to Star-Lord's helmet, but that would have been cool to like have some type of reference at least, like even if it was just one line about it, So
yeah, or just like a quick shot or something. Like, I just didn't need, James Gunn having to explain himself on Twitter about it. I just didn't need that.
Right.
Oh, that was a delightful little notification.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, that was delightful.
Star Tours, baby. I love that ride, and that jingle is my favorite. Sorry, I was reading Geek Ledger's comment. If you're wondering why I was distracted.
No problem at all. I will say this, guys. I've seen The Flash, so any questions about The Flash, I can't say anything. I'm barred.
Right. Well, with all that being said, I actually will not be attending The Flash opening weekend. I might catch it maybe a few weeks later on, but just personally, it's just not a priority for me, and I have a lot of issues with the star of the film. So that's just my stance. Please, guys, don't throw anything at me. Don't get your pitchforks out. But that's just how I feel. I love Michael Keaton, and I will watch it at some point, but I won't be there the first couple weekends. So,
hey, do what you got to do.
We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what it's gonna do box office wise, but it's gonna say a lot about how fans feel about DC in general, I think. So
I'm gonna just say something real quick to that. I think they underestimate how many people know about that. Like, I think they think, oh, no. I mean about Ezra's behavior. I think they think, oh, like that VFX director was like, oh, people will forget by the time. And it's like, don't say that.
Right.
Definitely don't. Right. Why would you say some shit like that? Michael Shannon talking about, oh, they're the most delightful person I've ever worked with. I'm like, y'all might want to shut the fuck up, honestly.
Right. Yeah, don't. They might not want to overcommit themselves, right? So.
Right.
But we'll see. We're only just a few weeks away. It's going to come sooner than we think. Moving right along to a different superhero universe. there is some new Fantastic Four rumors that, look, guys, don't hear what I'm not saying. This is not concrete. This is not set in stone. This is still speculation and rumors. But word all around the campfire, word on the street is that Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, Paul Mescal, and Daveed Diggs are the new Fantastic Four. Now, look, me and Leo were talking about this pre-show, and look, Daveed Diggs is great. He's awesome in Hamilton. He was really, really funny and entertaining in Sebastian. I love Paul Mescal and After Sun. Driver and Margot, their talent speaks for themselves, but I don't know how I feel about them being the Marvel's first family. I don't know how I feel about Daveed Diggs as the Thing. It seems like a really odd choice. Even Paul Mescal, from watching After Sun, I didn't get Johnny Storm vibes from him. Maybe he can do funny comedy, like bubbly, happy personality, but I'm puzzled if this is the case. What are your thoughts on this new team, if this is indeed our team, Leo?
So I like you. I love all of them separately. Love Margot, love Adam. Paul is really coming up. He's great in After Sun. Love Daveed Diggs and everything he does, and I think that's the best casting here. But yeah, I just think altogether it just sounds weird. Like it sounds like something out of The Onion. Like it just doesn't sound right to me. I don't know, man. I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't like the sound, and none of them.
Real quick, Tyler's talking about the scuttlebutt, I love that song.
Hey, I like that, dude. Thank you.
Hey, like Joseon's in the house. You didn't miss much, Joseon, but you did miss some cool new channel things. So just be sure to hit that replay back later.
The comments. Yeah, hit the comments, man. And we've got our new channel, Geekly Goods Live, where all live streams will be. So definitely be sure to tune in over on Geekly Goods Live, Joseon, because that's where all the live streams live. But yes, I don't like this, man. I like that scuttlebutt, but I didn't like this.
And then to speak to Enviro Earth, they think Margot Robbie's great. But they should give someone new a superhero role, and I actually agree. I mean, not that I don't like Margot as Sue Storm, but a lot of people were pulling for Jodie Comer, which I thought would have been cool. I thought that would have been a good choice, but this is such a bizarre grouping of people. You know what I mean? Like it almost feels like after the Jessica Alba film, which I pulled the background from here, and then the Fan Four Stick debacle with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan. This feels like almost the same, cut from the same cloth. And I thought MCU would be better. So I really, really hope this doesn't go totally bad. I'm not saying it's going to be bad from the start here, but it's such an odd grouping of people.
Yeah, it just feels weird. It just feels odd that they're all together. Like maybe it'll all work once we get there, but it just feels... Like you said, the Josh Trank Fan Four Stick, it feels very much like that. Just feels weird, man. And
what's
Paul
funny is that
as Johnny, I think that's the most obscure one there. I'm like, I just can't see him in the like goofy little brother, like immature little brother type role. Like, can you imagine him like bouncing off of Tom Holland and them riffing and goofing off? Like, I just can't. I can't see that, man.
That is a really good point. And honestly, just if you go in the comics, Johnny is a fun like character. He's cracking jokes and him and Spidey are like best friends. Yeah, so I agree. It's really, really bizarre if this is the case. So we'll see. I mean, I don't want to kill it dead right now, but the movie's they haven't even filmed the damn thing yet. But this is definitely concerning in my opinion as a fan of the MCU. So.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what people are saying when it comes to Margot. Huge like person in Hollywood at this point, a household name. Let's give it to someone we don't quite know. I actually saw like somebody did Samara Weaving, and I was like, oh, I don't hate that. Like I kind of liked her as the Sue Storm possible. Of course, she's gaining more traction now, but I think she's definitely less of a name than Margot. So I would have loved to see her get the role. I think Margot, we already associate her so much with Harley Quinn as well. And who knows, maybe she'll be doubling on that. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is where we're at. Look, guys, this is all rumors. This isn't official. We don't even have a poster. We don't have a teaser. We haven't had an official announcement. Maybe we'll get it in a couple months, Leo, at SDCC. You know, that's one too many C's. San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, you're right, SDCC.
CC? Oh, I felt like I said 3 C's. But anyways, maybe they'll announce it then, you know. But this, again, we're all speculating, guys. This is not set in stone. But, you know, we'll see. I really hope they do better, though.
Yeah, they gotta. You know, we'll see, because Mescal supposedly pulled out, so I'm a little confused on that as well. I don't know.
Yeah, well, see, that's another thing, is like, it makes you wonder, like, did they just say he pulled out? Is he really the guy? And it just makes you wonder. Like, there's a lot of things like behind the scenes, like who's pulling the strings here, what's leaking, what's real, you know. But it seems like the Adam Driver thing, like out of all the rumors, I feel like that's the one people are really locking in. So
yeah, I think so. I think Adam, and at this point, it sounds like Margot is starting to get a lock as well. So we'll have to just wait and see.
You know, Enviro Earth, I actually love this. Zac Efron has been a common fan cast for Human Torch. My only problem with that, though, is he's a little bit older now. And I was kind of hoping, like you said, Leo, I was hoping they'd go a little younger so that it's, you know, someone that could, like you said, match well with Tom Holland, like that energy. So
yeah, and we need that kind of excitable, fun, like dweeby kind of energy. Like, we need that. You know what I mean? Just we just need that, man.
You know what else we need, Leo? We need a little bit of scuttlebutt. Christian's with us too. Thank you. Hell yeah. I love that song.
Yeah, and I like that scuttlebutt, man. The who? The what?
Oh man, hey, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I mean, you could just tell like that was his song. But I thought.
Oh yeah, that was such a Lin-Manuel classic.
Anyways, yeah, we'll see, guys. And look, if this new Fantastic Four film doesn't have like a post-credit where like they walk into the laboratory of their building, the Baxter building, and then we see Spider-Man in the lab just hanging out eating a pizza or something. Like, we need to have something like that, man, because Spider-Man is very much in tune with the Fantastic Four. So with that being said, though, we'll see. These are all rumors, guys. Nothing's set in stone yet. To round it up, we have a bit of news that I'm delighted to hear, guys. This film is opening in just a few days. Early reactions for Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse have been overwhelmingly positive. I've seen some people call it a work of art. Some people say masterpiece. I saw another piece say that it's one of the best comic book movies ever. And oh my God, I hope so. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse is already, you know, in that tier. A lot of people speak of that film in that manner. So if they did it again, oh my God, I'm gonna be overjoyed in the theater. I cannot wait to see it myself. I am gonna see it in just a few days. Leo, I know you're jumping out of your seat for this one, man. I mean, I can't wait. How about you, man?
Oh man, like you said, bro, jumping out of my seat for this. Listen, everybody, I see so much positive. I didn't see not one negative comment, man. And even from people who like commonly critique, get that Miles Morales up in there, baby. Let's go.
Just join my team. I cannot wait, y'all.
Got the shoes and all. But yeah, I'm very happy for it, bro. Somebody called it like another milestone in animation. I was like, geez, the first one was already a milestone. To have two, that's a lot, man. I love that there's two Spider-Verse movies to just blow us away. People are calling it better than the first. People are calling it hands down the best Spider-Man movie. Like, I'm hearing stuff like that. I'm like, holy smokes. Like, okay, we just had No Way Home. There's still Spider-Man 2 on the table, Into the Spider-Verse, the first one, and we calling this the best Spidey movie. Okay.
It's wild.
People got us thinking this is, man, I'm feeling it. There's so many great comments about it. The Metro Boomin stuff I heard is great. Listen, man, like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm so hyped out of my seat. I see it Tuesday, and I'm about to pee myself in excitement. Like, honestly.
And, you know, look, I mean, you and me both, we are huge Spider fans. I mean, like, my boy, like, he's just everywhere. I got him everywhere. it's hard not to be hyperbolic about something you love so much, especially about something like this film, Across the Spider-Verse, but just these reactions alone, we are just littered with spider merch here. It's hard not to be hyperbolic, but at the same time, when you see these reactions, it's like you kind of believe it a little bit just because of the precedent that's already been set with Into the Spider-Verse, because that was so good, at least in my opinion. So I think this is a positive thing. And I think, more or less, we probably won't be disappointed. At least I'll call my shot there. I think most of us will be satisfied. Oh, you're muted, brother.
I think a lot of us are gonna thank you. I think a lot of us are gonna love this, man. I know I am nobody like really like I was just looking through a lot of reactions and I'm like, some people have really good critiques to add, like negatives, and I couldn't find one. So I am so hype about this. Oh God. I can't wait, dude. There's so many Spideys in this movie alone, or in this picture alone. They got Ben Reilly up in there. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, bro.
No, that's actually why I picked this one. I just love that it highlights like how many freaking awesome spider people are in this. So
the bombastic bag man right behind Jessica Drew right there with the bag.
Yeah, with the paper
hilarious, bro.
Man, this is gonna be so fun. I'm getting antsy in my seat, man. I'm like, ready to go.
I can't wait, man. This is gonna be great. I see something too. It's online. The Spider Rex is gonna be in there too. I'm like, dude, let's go. Fucking Spider Rex, let's go.
So Spider fans rejoice, man. This is the week. We are here. We finally made it. But that wraps up the roundup, y'all.
Oh, here's a good comment too. If this movie the reason Spider-Man 4 isn't out? Spider-Man 4 gonna be a while. We gonna that one. You might as well Geek Ledger, or I'm sorry, Enviro Earth. You might as well hold out for that because that's gonna be a good long time, man.
Oh man, Kevin Davis is quick with these, man. Just in time. He's predicting a $45 to $60 million weekend. We'll see. I hope it does better than that. Honestly, I hope it at least does.
I hope so. The first one didn't do milestone numbers, and I want to say that the first one was. We were all a little nervous. About that first one because Sony was coming off of Venom. I mean, listen, I know it's got its target audience. I know it did well at the box office, but it was coming off of Venom. And then also The Amazing Spider-Man 2 before that. So there was a little bit of like nerves going into that, I think. But honestly, I definitely think this can do a little bit better than that. So,
and really quickly, Enviro Earth, I don't think we're going to see this until the next phase, like after Avengers King Dynasty and after Avengers Secret Wars. Very similar to how Far From Home followed up Endgame in that fashion. I don't think we're going to see Spider-Man 4 for a while.
Oh, wow. I think we'll get it before those two. But I think where you're aiming there is Spider-Man 5 for sure. I think we'll get 4 before Kang Dynasty and stuff just to set Holland back up in. But I'll wait. Honestly, I'm cool waiting because we got Across the Spider-Verse. We got the next one coming out next year. We've got Spider-Man Freshman Year coming out next year. There's also the new Spider-Man 2 game coming out later this year. We're eating good, man. I can wait. And guys, we're not gonna include Spider-Man Lotus on this eating, okay? they are not getting an invite. But yeah, like guys, let's move into our what's up? You good?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, cool. All right. I just wanted to make sure you the stream was caught up, but guys, let's move into our next segment. All right, guys, this week we'll be talking Little Mermaid. And, I want to say this. For the live action remakes, solid. Pretty good. I thought delightful, fun, good time. Halle is really, really good. It doesn't touch the original again, though. And honestly, I'm probably like a broken record here. I think each and every one of them are not going to touch the originals. Lion King, not even close. That Jungle Book maybe is the closest one, but I just don't think most of them are going to touch the originals. To be completely honest with you, I think most of them are going to stay at this level of decent remake, not great remake, but none of them are going to touch the originals. I did love Halle Bailey though. Her singing, her vocals, phenomenal. Like honestly, I think she was amazing. I thought she had great expressive moments. I thought she had the presence. I thought she very much felt like Ariel. I thought that she embodied the character to a T. The guy, Jonah Hauer-King, who plays Prince Eric, I think he's fantastic as well. I think they have great chemistry together, and I'm glad they actually added a little bit to their story. I really like what they did with the Prince Eric character, especially giving him a little bit more of a story, because you look back at the original and it's like, oh, he's like this very shallow, like I don't want to call him as a person shallow, but he's just this character. He's just perfect in the original. He's perfect. But here there's flaws. There's the same yearning to be somewhere he's not. So I love that they matched the spirit of the two of them, yearning to be out of their environment, yearning to go somewhere else, yearning to be in someone else's world, part of somebody else's world. So I like that we collide worlds here with that at this time. But man, King Triton, Javier Bardem, wake up, because that man was dry. I was like, holy crap, my man is a statue. I was like, is Javier being stiff or what? Or is it just me? And I'm just like watching, and I'm like, no, he seems very, very stiff. Very stiff. But I think we're real different, Lo. I did not love Ursula. And I'm hearing a lot of praises for Melissa McCarthy, and I understand. I think she tried to be Pat Carroll way too much. And I think for me, it came off gimmicky. And it's like, just do the Will Smith thing. Be your own version. Do your own thing with the character. Don't try. Like, if Will tried to be Robin Williams, it would not have paid off. And I think that's what Melissa did. She tried to be Pat Carroll, and it just didn't pay off. But, Lo, how'd you feel about it, man? I like David as well. Sebastian, thought he was cool. But the CG... not great, man. I was like, when we're under the sea, I was like, we got some shots there that don't look right. But when we're on land and stuff, I feel better. I think I like the movie on land more this time around than I did in the animated, honestly.
Hey, very well said, man. I just published my review on the Cinema Spot. Check us out at thecinemaspot.com. And honestly, Leo, not to totally paraphrase my article, but I actually feel a lot of similar sentiments as you, especially in regards to Melissa McCarthy. I mean, she wasn't bad per se, but it did feel like she was doing an impression of Pat Carroll. She didn't bring anything new to the character, and I was kind of hoping she would, because I do think she's talented. Mm-hmm. She just did a word by word, almost expression for expression from the film. It's almost like I actually wrote it in my article. It's almost word for word. A lot of her dialogue. It was kind of more of the same, and I thought we could do more. But visually, while the CG is a little wonky, the above the water cinematography was brilliant, especially on the ship, on the beach. And I really, really liked what they did when Ariel got out of water. I thought that was actually an improvement over the original. I thought that was pretty cool. And I think to paraphrase at least what my overall sentiment of the film is that it's enjoyably imperfect. Like, it's not great. I don't love it, but I liked it. I was smiling. I was having fun. I liked some of the new songs. I'm a little on the fence with Eric's ballad. I know some people are probably going to love it. Hey, some people are probably going to be singing it at karaoke, but I had the same issue with Naomi Scott's song in Aladdin. It's not a bad song, but the nature of the song took me out of Aladdin. Like, what was it? I will not be silenced, and then like the same thing with Eric, like his ballad was just a little bit too rock ballad, where it felt like almost cheesy. It almost felt kind of cheesy, so that took me out of it a little bit. But overall, though, shouts out David Diggs for sure. And my complaints about his character design went away almost immediately. I liked the way that they animated him because it reminded me of Marcel the Shell with shoes. And
Oh, okay.
and out of all the things CG wise, I thought he looked great. And with his little mouth and his little eyes, he actually did emote a lot more than I thought he would. Also, shouts out Awkwafina. And honestly, my favorite parts of the film was Awkwafina and Daveed Diggs playing off each other. They had a really good chemistry, and I thought whatever that bird is, I don't know. Help me out, chat. I don't know what that bird's called, but he's like
I don't know what that bird is.
She was like a diving, like into the water fish bird. I don't know what that's called, but it was pretty cool.
Still looked weird as hell when her talking.
But my main problem with the character designs was Flounder. I just felt like Flounder didn't work. He sounded great. Jacob Tremblay was great, but it just looked so weird seeing that fish talk with his lips and his eyes. It was just every time Flounder came on screen, that's where it kind of didn't do it for me. But overall, it's a very imperfect but very enjoyable film, especially if you're a fan of The Little Mermaid, if you're a fan of the music. I thought Halle was a standout, especially not being a seasoned actress. I thought she did great, especially nonverbal cues with losing her voice and just using her eyes and using her face. Yeah, I thought she did very good. And for what's his name, Jonah Hauer-King. Jonah Hauer-King. I liked his chemistry with Halle, but I was a little on the fence with him elsewhere. I thought he was okay. He wasn't bad. But overall, my biggest issue with the film, honestly, is the final act. I just felt like that final set piece did not translate to live action well at all. They should have reworked that. And I mean, not only was it really, really dark and really, really hard to see anything, it just didn't work for me. I'm with you. That was my only gripe. And of course, I actually agree with you, Leo. I mentioned this at the end of my article. Javier Bardem was not the guy. I like him. I like Javier Bardem as an actor. But he ain't no King Triton, man. He was sleepwalking through this thing, man. Just kind of mumbling his lines and just floating around. I did not like him as King Triton.
Destiny had a really good comment. Javier was sleeping. Yeah, he really was. Like, I was just like, hello, Javier. Like, the whole time I'm watching, I'm just like, oh my God, hello. Because everybody else is in it. Everybody else is. And Javier Bardem is talking like this the whole time. And he's just super wooden. And I'm just like, dude, any glimpse of emotion you have in your body, please deliver it right now. Right now is the time to deliver. And he just missed the mark, man. He missed it.
Really quick, Joe-san. Awkwafina was Scuttle.
Yeah, Awkwafina's that Jacob Trimblay was, like Laser said, was Flounder. Who actually, funny enough, I was telling this to Larry, Chili Boy Productions. I was telling him, honestly, I think he emoted and sounded better than the original Flounder. Like, I think he actually had some emotion behind his voice, whereas the original Flounder, kind of a skimpy, scaredy cat. So I was like, okay, I kind of like this Flounder, even though he looks weird. Right. I still like the voice more than I like the original. Thanks for joining us, Destiny. Much appreciation. Thank you. All right. And I just, that's my biggest thing is like,
oh, and this is a good point. From the trailer, Javier Bardem looked bored and like he wanted to leave. And it looks exactly the same in the film. He looks like he doesn't want to be there.
This is his expression the whole time. Just, I'm like, dude, are you alive?
Hey, Leo, you are forbidden to interact with humans. You are forbidden.
What the hell?
I was like, yo, where's your emotion, sir?
I was like, now, you can't tell me that this man, this dry as a bone, made these 9 daughters. I just can't believe it. He's dry as a bone, bruh.
You know, and actually, just a quick comment on that. It's not really a spoiler, guys, but I kind of liked what they did with the Daughters of the Seven Seas. That was kind of cool. Hey. I mean, Javier Bardem's kind of a hoe, but I liked that there was some diversity with the daughters. That was pretty cool. And it signified.
That was cool too. I was like, he got around. Javier got around.
That was another thought I had in the film. I was like, yo, he was going around the globe just planting seeds. But I like the diversity in the Daughters of the Seven Seas, and it wasn't just Ariel. So I thought that was cool.
I like that as well. Yeah, Scuttle, mixed feels. I didn't love. I like that Scuttlebutt song on a replay. I think when I was watching the movie at first, it did catch me off guard, and I was kind of like, "Ooh, I don't like that." But then I kept on listening, and I was like, "Hold on, this kind of fun." And then when David Diggs joins her toward the end, I was like, "Okay, this is kind of." I'm getting in it now. Like, but it did take me a couple of rewatches to do that. It took me a couple of rewatches. Also, I don't think any of the lyrical changes are that bad. Larry did point out that like there's one line cut from the Melissa McCarthy Poor Unfortunate Souls, and it's that moment where Ursula in the original song, Ariel's like, how am I going to convince Eric? And she's like, don't be afraid to use a little body language. And she like shakes her ass. They took that out of the live action version. Oh, well, I mean, I see why.
Yeah, and also they totally cut out the chef trying to kill Sebastian.
Yeah, the chef's
my little poisson, but that was very much a Looney Tunes scene in the cartoon, so I think that was a good cut.
Yeah, that was a good cut. And then I was thinking, the Kiss the Girl I thought was a great update. There's like one line change, one that's like don't forget to ask her, and I was like, okay, fuck it, like. Yeah, let's be consensual, because you listen to the original, and the original does say it's something along the lines of don't ask, just do it. And I'm like, let's not. I'm glad they changed it, because that's problematic.
And also that sequence, I thought was wonderful. I thought Kiss the Girl was really good, at least for me.
Yeah, that's really it. I'm not entirely sure what Ledger's asking.
I mean, if you saw him about the scuttlebutt, yes, I did.
Yeah, we did. So Little Mermaid, no, not to my knowledge, no LGBT.
Yeah,
and it's sad that Enviro Earth says that. Like, it seems like they don't allow, because the movie that had a main character that was an LGBT character, really upsetting that they did not market that. Like, and Strange also, World, like, they just buried it, like, which was sad. It just,
I feel like with Lightyear and Strange World, I feel like they're probably going to shy away more from that for now, just because it's so controversial. Especially the Lightyear thing was so out of pocket. It was a dumb complaint from people, but it was there. It caused a little bit of controversy, so maybe they might avoid that from now on, unless it's an integral part of the story.
Yeah, so. Very, very odd. Very, very odd. Very strange. I'll say this. I'll go on record saying it. I think Ursula should have been played by a drag queen. They would have did that performance way better than Melissa McCarthy, in my opinion. I just think Melissa tried so hard to be Pat, and I'm like, you don't have to try so hard to be that person. Just be you. Just be you. That's it.
I was gonna say, Will Smith is the blueprint. Like, just be yourself.
I loved what he did with the genie. I like that he was like Will Smith's genie. This isn't no Robin Williams. We're going to honor Robin. We need to honor Pat and not want to go be Pat. So just a little odd.
And before we move on, I want to shout out the film that I thought was better than the original. The Jungle Book. They did a lot of cool stuff.
Okay.
Like Bill Murray was just Bill Murray, but it was awesome to see a Bill Murray Baloo, and Christopher Walken was a gangster ass orangutan, but it was Christopher Walken, So I think.
And see, when I said that, that was me when I was saying, I was like, okay, the one that comes the closest, I think, is the Jungle Book. Yeah,
that's actually my favorite live action remake. So it's Disney. Jungle Book did a lot of things right.
And now, how did John go from Jungle Book to fucking Lion King, dude? How? Like, I just don't understand how we had these expressions, how we had all these fun characters voiced and very well emoted and then he went to fucking do Lion King and everybody's just like.
And then Simba was like, I just can't wait to be king.
I just can't wait to be king, guys. I can't wait.
I was like,
there's
no
color.
I was like, this is awkward.
Ooh, okay. This is a good question. Down if the live action Aladdin will get a sequel. Sure. If they do the animated sequels, I'd be down because I would say out of any of the Renaissance, Lion King's got a pretty decent sequel, but I think the Aladdin, the King of Thieves thing, or the Prince
That
of
was a good
Thieves one,
and
I'd be down for that.
I actually liked Return of Jafar, so I mean, yeah, it's got some.
Yeah, it's not bad either.
Yeah, it's got some good material there if they choose to go that route.
They had Homer Simpson voicing Genie in those two.
Dan Castellaneta. Yeah.
You can tell the difference, but he did well. I think he was a great fill-in. And obviously the animation quality is pretty bad, but it's not
so
bad.
Enviro Earth, I actually want to bring this up. They don't highlight it enough, but some of the Wakandan Guard, I'm blanking on their names, but they were linked as a couple. Yeah, the Dora Milaje. Yeah. They were linked as a couple in the MCU. And is there any other ones, Leo?
You know what's sad is that we really can't think off the top of our head, and that's what's bad about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's not enough. Let's just say that there's not enough. Oh, you know what?
Not enough.
Anthony Russo had his thing in Endgame in the little Captain America's little like trauma meeting. Anthony Russo was.
Yeah. He
had his date with a guy, and I mean that was cool, but I mean, like you said, there's not enough representation on that front.
That's not enough. No. I would be down for a whole original for Aladdin too. Where I'm a little bit nervous about that is they're doing that with the Lion King with Mufasa, and I'm just like, why, dude? Why could this not have been 2D animated? Why? So we'll see. Yeah, Harley Quinn in the Harley Quinn show. Yeah, they're together.
I'd love to see that live action in Enviro Earth. That would be cool.
Agreed. All right, guys. All right. So we're wrapping up here, guys. If you're new to this channel, head on over to Geekly Goods Live, which is where we will be streaming all live stream content over on Geekly Goods Live. I actually do have a link down in the description and down in the comments of this live stream. So be sure to go check us out over there, guys. But Lo, what you got coming up on the channel, man? And where can people find you?
All right. You can follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden. I am a proud editor, critic, and reviewer and reporter for the Cinema Spot. Check us out at thecinemespot.com. Like I was illustrating earlier, I just posted my review for The Little Mermaid. I also last week did my review for the Super Mario Brothers movie in celebrating its release to digital streaming. And I do have a Polite Society review in the works. But other than that, you can follow us on all the socials at The Cinema Spot. Check us out, thecinemespot.com.
Guys, be sure to check him out over at the Cinema Spot, guys. And check out Lo over on Twitter, guys. He just got his review up for The Little Mermaid, which I'm going to go read after this. And hey, if you're new to this channel, like I said, head on over to Geekly Goods Live. That's where we're going to be doing all of our live stream content. Tomorrow, I've got a ranking coming up of the Disney Renaissance characters. Be ranking those with Chili Boy Productions live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. PT. So, hey, if you're around, head on over to the channel. Join us over there. We'll be doing all except Rescuers Down Under because let's be real, that sequel it's a sequel, okay?
Oh,
hey. Head on over to the channel and what's that?
Oh, I was just saying, no, this is a good shout. I totally forgot. Tyler Fastos from Eternals.
Yeah, from Eternals.
That was cool. He had a kid and his partner, and I thought that was lovely.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was lovely. But come on over to the channel, guys. And then, yes, thank you so much for joining us. Same time, different place. We'll be at Geekly Goods Live, but join us next Sunday at 7 p.m. PT, guys. And we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.